Hey, Shalom. Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah, Bashim Kakadash. All right, you brothers and sisters can hear it's nighttime and you got birds. You got freaking birds chirping at night, man. Okay, and it's cold. So this is unusual activity that's going on. And me and my real, we've been experiencing this in this area, all right, for years. But the thing is, the first time we pretty much noticed this was back in 2020. Okay, before the C-19 hit. Okay, these birds, because one thing about animals, they're very spiritual, man. They can sense, all right, when something was about to happen. And like I said, 2020, all right, we experienced this because we were like, what the fuck is birds chirping at night? And lo and behold, some weeks or days or weeks later, the C-19 hit, man. And then all of a sudden, we ain't hear no birds chirping anymore, man. But we've been experiencing this, like I said, from years on, since 2020, 2021, when these major events would happen. Like 2021, they pushed the jump shot. We heard these birds. 2022, Russia and Ukraine event. We heard the birds before then. Okay? And other events prior, up until now. Okay? So we heard these birds before, they struck our run 2 weeks ago. Okay? So every time a major event's about to happen, we'll hear these birds, man, chirping at fucking night. So something else major is about to happen, man. Because here it is, you hear it, if you can hear, hey, they chirping again, and we know that they've been talking about S cells. I'm going ahead and say it, sleeper cells, man. Okay? So, hey, we know these devils about to pull off a major T attack. Okay? So, Lord willing, that's what it is, man. They sensing some major like that happening, or a major attack or something, or EMP, cyber a cyber attack, major cyber attack, whatever, man. But yeah, like I said, these animals, not just birds, animals in general, they can sense things. So I just want to bring that to you brothers and sisters' attention, man. Something major is definitely about to happen. So with that, I'm going to sign off by saying again, all praises and glorifications goes to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, that great millstone strong well, peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of earth, preaches word, the truth, and sincerity. And so again, Shalom and Kwam Yahshala. Shalom.
You study the white man once, and you never have to study him again in your life, because he'll never change. Never. It takes melanin to change. Melanin. The people with melanin make the changes. We invented the calculus, astronomy, architecture, engineering, medicine, because melanin is a change agent. Without it, you can't change. Fact. You're talking about someone with the least amount of melanin, you're expecting them to change. Get a grip. The Food and Drug Administration, the Federal Aeronautics Agency, FCC, FDA, all of those are agencies put about because white folks don't know how to change. They are there to police them. They don't trust each other. That's why they're there. That's why it's there. That's why they have these agencies to police the films, because they're out of control. And you want them to change. That's why we have to eat in self-defense. Take some red clover one day, some burdock the next day, dandelion root the next day, echinacea the next day. Take a blood cleanser every day. Every day. Because the air is polluted, the water is polluted, the food is polluted, and most of your friends are polluted.
Meet Carla, the always feeding everyone abuelita. You said just
in the war with Iran. The war now officially in its third week. President Trump tonight voicing his frustration with allies, choosing not to follow through with his request to send their warships to the Strait of Hormuz. D.C. Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy leading us off tonight.
Tonight marked the third week of the ongoing war with Iran, as President Trump touted Monday that the regime's Air Force, Navy, and radar are gone.
We did a job for the world, not a job for us, for the whole world.
According to officials, the conflict has claimed thousands of lives, 1,300 in Iran, 850 in Lebanon, and 12 in Israel, along with at least 13 U.S. service members killed in the conflict, as the commander-in-chief now calls on members of NATO to step in and help with the Strait of Hormuz, a key waterway used to transport oil that is facing closures due to Tehran.
They should be helping us. What does surprise me is that they're not eager to help.
UK's Prime Minister says he's working with allies on a plan to reopen the strait while defending his decision not to join in offensive operations, with Germany's defense minister rejecting White House demands for military support. Spain's foreign minister calls for de-escalation in the Middle East as President Trump pushed back, saying,
We don't need anybody. We're the strongest nation in the world. We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them. But it's interesting. I'm almost doing it in some cases, not because we need them, but because I want to find out how they react. Because I've been saying for years that if we ever did need them, they won't be there. Not all of them, but they won't be there.
The IDF released new video of ground operations in southern Lebanon amid efforts to take out Hezbollah, as back in Jerusalem, the Iron Dome intercepted missiles before they hit the country, as pieces of shrapnel were found near holy sites in Jerusalem.
Iran should not have a nuclear weapon. We have taken this military action under the president's leadership.
Tonight, President Trump is also weighing in on Iran's new supreme leader, saying it's unclear if he is alive or dead since no one has seen him. The regime is firing back this evening, saying their Ayatollah is safe.
Libby? And Ben, the president still has not declared the war is over. Any updates on a possible timeline on when the fighting might end?
Well, Louis, we did know that President Trump plans to push back and delay his trip to China next month. He wants to be here to monitor the war in Iran. And also, Israel says they have more than 1,000 targets left, and they plan to keep fighting for at least 3 more weeks. Louis?
Ben Kennedy at the White House for us tonight. Thank you all.
That's how it's gonna be right there. Emergency alert, 2 nuclear missiles towards Atlanta. That's how it is, man. Call Halal Yahweh Shem Shai, fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for none of this. This is only for educational purposes only. All right? And this is from the show on Hulu. It's called Paradise. I totally, highly recommend this for all you brothers that are in the truth and are sincere. Okay? The missiles are not going to wait for you to get locked in with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The missiles are not going to wait. When the Lord allows those missiles to fly, they're going to fly. All right? They're not going to wait for you to get right with the Lord. They're not going to wait for you because you needed a little bit of more time, because you was too proudful. You know what I'm saying? You was just a nigga, a reprobate, whatever the case may be. The missiles ain't waiting for you. When they fly, they fly. Okay? When they fly, they fly. That's it. Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. Okay? Then when we believe, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay? When they fly, they're gonna fly. They don't think. They just have a job. And the Lord is gonna make sure it reaches here. 2 Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, man. All right? See that? And that's coming. The missiles are not going to wait for.
Careful with these hospitals, Jake. Check this out.
Now you're thinking, like, your heart just must have dropped in that moment because you just knew, like, wait a second,
It was a mixture of pure, unadulterated fear and disbelief. I looked at her and I said, there must be some mistake.
Right.
My son is not an organ donor. And she was like, yes, he is. And I told her, I said, we have his 2 government documents, his driver's license and his military ID.
Yep, this is what she produces.
She produces this, and basically what this has on it as means of justifying to say that he did this, it had his name typed on it, it had his address typed on it, and it had his birthday typed on it. Everything that's on his driver's license, she could get right from the hospital there. I looked at it, and the first thing I said was, what is this? Like, this doesn't have a signature. It doesn't have a notary. I'm like, when did he do this? And the funny thing is, the first date she gave my ex-wife would have put him at 16 when supposedly he did it. So we're arguing with her. We're like, there's no way. And my ex-wife even said, I was there with him when he went to get his driver's permit. He turned down putting the donor on his driver's permit card. So why would he do it now? She's like, well, he did. And I'm like, where? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, this makes no sense. I said, you're not going to harvest my child's organs. This lady looked me right in the face and said, yes, we are. And I was just blown away.
Wow.
She was like, we're going to do it no matter what because he signed for it. And I'm like, this isn't a signature. You know, I'm like, he was adamant against it. And at this point, I have my youngest son who's 16. We didn't even know we thought this was going to be something else. So we have our son in here, and this has turned into a fight for organs. If you look on my page, I got so distraught, I actually pulled my phone.
We're going to run that again.
Thinking, like, your heart just must have dropped in that moment.
That's right, another one. Get another one. Look at that. The whole wave of them. The whole skyline's lit up.
Whoa, did you see that? That was fast. That looked...
Look how you run. Listen to that sound. Shaking it. I don't know what.
Iran, please stop. We lose, you win. Please stop.
Please, Iran, forgive us.
Did things just to do them. Come on, I mean, what am I gonna do? Just all of a sudden just jump up and grind my feet on somebody's couch like it's something to do. Come on, I got a little more sense than that. Yeah, I remember grinding my feet on Eddie's couch. I never just did things just to do them. Come on, I mean, what am I gonna do? Just all of a sudden just jump up and grind my feet on somebody's couch like it's something to do. Come on, I got a little more sense than that. Yeah, I remember grinding my feet.
If we ever needed help, they won't be there for us. I've just known that for a long period of time. We have some that are really enthusiastic. They're coming already. This isn't need. Need would be one of the big boys. If we need their mine boats, or if we need anything, any piece of apparatus that they may have because of a situation that they have, they should be jumping to help us. We want them to come and help us with the strait. My attitude is we don't need anybody. We're the strongest nation in the world. We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them.
Did you follow that?
The U.S. dollar has no value. It's not backed against gold or silver. What the U.S. has is the petrodollar. The U.S. worked out deals to make the U.S. dollar the international currency for oil trade across the globe. So if we are not trading oil in dollars, the U.S. has a major problem because our dollar has no value without the strength of the petrodollar. Our government would collapse if people stopped trading in USD with oil. So when Iran shut down the Strait of Hormuz, they made an alluding to that. They said, hey, if your oil and liquid natural gases are not being traded in USD, any other currency, especially the Chinese yuan, with the rise of BRICS, we'll let your ships through. They are actively trying to devalue the United States dollar because they understand that if oil is not being traded in USD, the US dollar is worth nothing because it's not backed against anything. This is also why we went into Venezuela. In case y'all didn't know, Maduro was going to start selling oil to China, but using the yuan. He was going to stop using USD. And that's when the decision was made very quickly to go in and take him out of power and try to get American oil companies to Venezuela to take over oil extraction and processing there to keep it in USD. Because if we start losing those trades using the US dollar, we lose value of our dollar, which will cause an economic collapse or at least a massive recession. So now Trump is panicking and demanding that other countries send military aid to the Strait of Hormuz to make sure we can open it up and get it all open. And but we also already destroyed their military, so you guys, you don't have to worry. We've already taken out their whole everything. But they might have put mines, so we just need you guys to come and help us out. Why can't y'all handle that? Why do you need other countries to handle that? No, you know that if other countries start to go into an energy crisis because oil isn't moving, if they have to buy oil in a different currency, they will, just to get the oil to their country. And I think this is why Trump wants other countries to get involved, to try to keep the status quo. But a lot of the countries are saying, absolutely not. We are not going to get involved, even if they don't realize it's about the petrodollar, but they will not get involved as of now. This is really concerning, and this is sad also that Iran is playing a really smart game that Trump and his team had no idea they would play. I do think people were aware that Iran had these cards to play, but somehow it eluded Trump and his whole entire team. But this is a major concern for the longevity of the United States, especially with the cost of this war, how much money we're spending on this war, especially when you hear that we've been borrowing $50 billion a week for the last 5 months. That means we're going to have to pay that money back, or we're going to have to pay back the interest. It's all of a mess. So much money is just being thrown around by the U.S. We're just hemorrhaging money everywhere. But if the U.S. dollar loses value, we have to pay even more in interest. Not just us as consumers, but the government itself. That means our dollar, that $1 trillion of debt, would suddenly get higher because the $1 trillion USD doesn't matter anymore because it'll be so devalued. So this is a major issue, and I don't know if it can be resolved. Iran has made it clear this is on their terms, and the more Trump keeps talking about, the Strait of Hormuz is open, it's not. Some ships have already tried to go through and got blown up when you said it was safe. So now nobody wants to move, and insurance companies are not insuring those boats. So you have to wait for the insurance companies to insure the boats before people are going to want to move their boats. And now we also have a problem of oil production has been shut down in a lot of these Gulf countries, the Middle Eastern countries, because they have nowhere to put it because boats aren't moving. And it takes weeks to months to get those processes back running again once you turn them off. So I don't think Trump ever had a plan to mitigate this, let alone knew what he was doing or what Iran was capable of. But I do think they're starting to realize with this move, this is just a statement, whether Iran's actually doing it or not, of if you're trading in anything but USD, other than that, you can go through. I think they're starting to realize what the game is, what Iran is trying to do. And Iran could very, very, very easily be successful in devaluing the US dollar since it's backed in nothing.
Donald Trump, can you please give Americans a break from you for a couple days, please? Every time we log on or get on social media, it's about the chaos that you causing. Every day, man. It's exhausting covering you because you do so much corruption that nothing's never stick. Can you just give Americans a week from you, man? Just give us a week from you, man. You always in front of the cameras running your mouth, man. The best 7 days we had was last year when we thought you was dead and you went on social media. That was the best 7 days of your presidency so far. But it's always you. You. Everything about you. You. Give us a break, man. We are already going through a lot, man. We can't afford our healthcare. We can't afford rent, groceries, and you ain't doing a goddamn thing about it. But you on social media all the time. It's always about you, man. Give us a break from you, man. Please, the American people deserve that. It's just chaos, corruption, and nothing never sticks, man. I'm exhausted just covering you every day, man. We, the American people, need at least a week from you, man. Go into hide, man. Get off social media, man. Go do something for the American people for a change, man. Everything's about how can we make Donald Trump happy. That's all it's about. All your followers. How can we make Donald Trump happy? Pam Bondi supposed to be the attorney general for the American people. But she's trying to make you happy. Give us a fucking break, man. Just give us a week, man. Every day, even on the weekends, man. We don't get the fucking weekends, man. You ain't nothing but chaos and corruption, man. And you ain't doing shit to help people, man. But your name is always in the fucking media, man. And y'all complain about Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe wasn't out here like this, man. Every fucking day is Donald Trump. He done did something. He gonna do something. That's all we hear, man. Give us a fucking break, man. I'm tired of your ass. Give us a week, please. 1 week. 1 week. Don't post. Don't tweet. Don't go in front of the microphone. Don't do shit. Just chill your nasty ass at home and just chill for a second, man. I'm tired of you, man. Then we got 3 more years of this, man. It feels like you've been in office for 1 year. It feels like 10 fucking years of you, man. Give the American people just a break, man. We just asking for a break from you, man. You ain't passing no bills to help us.
Blessing everyone, blessing. So last night I had this weird dream. I had a dream that we had famine. And there was no water, there was no food. Everybody running around, couldn't find nothing to eat. And the scariest part is when people pee, I mean literally pee, they have to drink it. They have to drink it because there was no water. It was that bad. I woke up and I was just looking around. I was like, what did I just dream? And when I tell you that thing looked so real in the dream, it seems so real. I mean, it was literally famine. People was hungry. People was robbing. People was going from house to house to see if they could get food. People was literally drinking their own pee. Oh my God, I pray to God nothing like that never happened. Jesus, help us, Lord, help us.